Hey, so it's been a minute since we've done this what to do with these licks. I just got back from NAMM in Anaheim, California, and for the last couple days I have been working out a line inside of Donna Lee. And I thought it'd be a good idea to break down what I'm doing, show you some different strategies and how to use this lick. So if you're ready, let's jump into what to do with these licks. Previous videos, we have taken two licks from my Lick of the Day series and applied them over a standard. I wanted to do something different this time. Instead of taking two licks from the Lick of the Day series, I wanted to take the melody from Charlie Parker's Donna Lee and show you how I might break it down, learn it in various keys, and then apply it into a progression. So this is the line that I've been checking out over the last couple days and wanted to share it with you. Now, of course, this is in concert A flat, but what I'm going to do in this video is break down this line in a couple different segments. And I would suggest, especially if this is new to you, breaking it down into segments and then learning it in as many keys for each segment and then put them together piece by piece. So the first part of this line is in concert A flat, and it's the third of the key area down to the other third of the key area. In previous videos, and students of mine will understand that I talk about this as macro or key-based playing. I like to think from key to key or key area to key area. I also think micro, which is chord to chord movement, but in this case, this line can be digested as a macro idea. So we're going from the third, the C, down to the third, an octave below to the C, but it's sandwiched with an augmented triad in between with some chromatic targeting to finish off. So here it is again, just that first segment. So now what I'll do is I'll put it into another key. So let's try it in concert B. And we'll do another one. Let's put it in concert C. And concert B flat. We'll go down a whole step. So I'll learn that in as many different keys as I possibly can and then go on to the next step. And in this case, the next step is we're arpeggiating a major 9 arpeggio landing back on the root of the key area. So we're just taking the key area's major 9 chord and arpeggiating starting on the third of the key area. So we're taking that target of that first portion and making that the starting point of our next portion, targeting concert A flat. So if I put it into context with the line before, and again, you do that same thing in a number of other keys, as many keys as you possibly can, and then put it into context by putting the line before and then playing the next line. But for shortness of the video, I'm not going to go through and do a bunch of different keys until we possibly get towards the end. Then the next part of this is we're going to go down a fourth and start the third portion of this line on the fifth of the key area, which is E flat. And in this case, we're going to walk up part of an E flat minor scale. This is where you might want to think of this in kind of a micro, and then arpeggiating up. And here's where it gets chromatic and really interesting, but instead of worrying about all the chromaticism that's inside of it, I want to think about where this line is going, which is targeting the fifth of the key area. We just have this really cool chromaticism in between. So we have this E natural to C right into the E flat. So it's kind of this chromatic targeting type thing, just not from half step going into it, which we can get into in another video. So in context, all three portions of this line together. can put all of them together in different key areas. So I believe the first one that I did was concert B. So let's check it out in concert B. So on and so forth. And then you put it in as many other keys as you want. Now, how do we apply this to a progression that we're working on? Well, that's the beautiful thing about thinking about this in terms of macro key areas, because 2-5-1 progressions are really just centering around a key area. 3-6-2-5-1. Guess what? It's still centering around a key area, and so much of the music that we're going to be improvising over centers around key areas. So you can play this idea, which lasts roughly 2 measures. You can play it over 2-5-1s. You can play it over 3-6-2-5-1s. You can play it over 1-6-4-5-1s. As long as it's going to the 1 of the key area, guess what? It's going to work. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. Make sure that you're hitting that subscribe button down below and that bell that's right next to it that lets you know when future videos are coming out. As always, be sure to share this with other musicians or friends that you think might enjoy or benefit from it. And as always, I'll see you next time.